Bobby Conner, you started at a real young age with prophecy. I mean, this is, I have to tell you, I have interviewed a lot of people, but this kind of blows me out of the water. You're a fetus in your mother's womb, and you know what's going on. Tell me what you knew was happening as a fetus in your mother's womb. Now, how do you know this is not just a figment of your imagination? I mean, a fetus. How does a fetus know such thing?
That's the same thing my wife asked me. I told the story I just told you to my wife before my mother ever told me about the details. And so my wife said, Bobby, how could anybody know what happened to him when he was a fetus? I said, me and John the Baptist do. Remember John the Baptist got full of the Holy Ghost where? In his mommy's tummy. But it's Jeremiah 1:4. Before I formed you in the belly, I knew you. Before you came out of your mommy's womb, I ordained you and sanctified you and set you apart to be a prophet of the nation.
But your mother told you, had an exchange with you about this many years later.
That's exactly right. She came to one of the Coliseums where we do our meetings, a demonstration of God's power meetings, and she watched the supernatural take place, and it so gripped her till she was real remorseful about almost taking my life. So she came to me and tried to tell me all about it, and I armed her up and said, oh, Mom, I know all about that.
How did she take that?
Oh, she was stunned, but she really, really loved Jesus.
But just, I mean, as a fetus, you had a gift within you of knowing what you knew was happening as a fetus in your mother's womb.
Let me set up the story how it happened. My father, this is 1943, my father was a heavy equipment operator, and he began to travel all over the place, but he began to sleep with strange women. And he caught a venereal disease, and it traveled up his spine, settled in his brain. He died a lunatic in an insane asylum. And the doctors interviewed my mother and said the baby in her womb would have the same disease that had killed his father. So my mom,
this is hard for me to believe, but at 8 years old, you became an alcoholic?
Started drinking. First time I ever drank was when I was 8 years old. I found wine down in my grandfather's storm cellar and drank it. And listen, the moment I drank it, I was demonized. Because then I could fantasize when I was under the influence, and I wasn't that little poor boy that lived down the side of the road anymore. I could fantasize to be anybody I wanted to be. And I started drinking shaving lotions, shoe polish, sniff glue, gasoline, anything that